Hey, what's going on, guys? It's No Shoes, and we're back with another one. And today we're going to be reacting to Dance with the Devil from Immortal Technique. After all the tracks we've checked out by him, I figured it was finally time to get to one of his most iconic, one of the most horrific and beautiful storytelling tracks that there is out there. So, without any further ado, let's get right into it. Let's see what Dance with the Devil is all about. Let's see what Immortal Technique has to say. And let me know what you guys want to see next time in the comments down below. Let's get it.
I once knew a nigga whose real name.
All right. Nice beginning with the piano, keeping it simple, a little bit of a longer intro. By the way, I believe this is the bonus version of the track. This version of it is like 9 minutes 40 seconds long. So bear with me, guys. I might start to short circuit halfway through, but let's hear what he's got to say.
I once knew a nigga whose real name was William. His primary concern was making a million, being the illest hustler that the world ever seen. He used to fuck movie stars and sniff coke in his dreams. A corrupted young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out.
Okay, nice. William, he's trying to get a million. Nice rhyme starting out there. He's setting the scene for us. Who's our character? What are they doing? You know, his dad's not around. His mom's a fiend. Let's bring it back just a little bit. But we're setting the stage right now. What's going to happen to young William?
Young mind at the age of 13. Nigga never had a father and his mom was a fiend. She put the pipe down, but for every year she was sober. Her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags.
And that's an interesting one where the mom got sober, but it seems like the negative effect of maybe the years prior is still weighing on William, regardless of her not using any longer. I'm not sure. That's an intriguing little snippet in there.
Was sober, her son's heart simultaneously grew colder. He started hanging out, selling bags in the projects, checking the young chicks, looking for hit and run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood.
And then we're hit and run prospects, talking about the chicks, I think, talking about, hit it and then run off and do your thing. You can follow in the footsteps of his dad, at least as far as we know.
And run prospects. He was fascinated by material objects, but he understood money never bought respect. He built a reputation because he could hustle and steal, but got locked once and didn't hesitate to squeal. So criminals he chilled with didn't think he was real. You see, me and niggas like this have never been equal. I don't project my insecurities on other people. He fiended for props like addicts with pipes and needles, and so he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of...
Okay, so he was fiending for the props the way other people were fiending for the substances. He was looking for that validation, that approval, somebody to tell him, hey man, you did a good job there. You're doing great with this and that. And that's what he was looking for. Somebody to show him that validation. And that's where this path that he followed started, it looks like.
So he felt he had to prove to everyone he was evil. A feeble-minded young man with infinite potential, the product of a ghetto-bred capitalistic mental. Coincidentally, dropped out of school to sell weed, dancing with the devil, smoked until his eyes would bleed. But he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed.
Yeah, great use of the title of the track, Dancing with the Devil. Showing that he's already he's mingling with a dangerous path. There might be lies hidden behind what the propositions, what deals he's being offered, things of that nature. Let's see.
eyes would bleed, but he was sick of selling trees and gave in to his greed.
That little weird like sound, like it's almost like a very soft scratching sound.
Gave in to his greed.
Yeah, love the feel of that, whatever that is.
Everyone trying to be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top.
Interesting. I think those three call outs right there are going to be important as the track goes on. Talking about the cell block, when you rape, murder, and sell rock. And I think we'll see those really come into play as this track progresses.
On a cold cell block, but that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
I like that angels used to be gods, just fell from the top. Or what do you say?
On a cold cell block, but that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no
devil used to be gods, angels fell from the top, referring to Icarus very specifically, and maybe some other biblical stories that I'm not as aware of.
Sell rock. Devils used to be gods, angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
But then it's interesting bringing that linkage to America, the melting pot, everybody being mixed in together. And it seems like he's kind of, pairing against that separation of, God, the devil. Now we just, everything all mixed in. It's all together.
So Billy started robbing niggas, anything he could do to get his respect back in the eyes of his crew. Starting fights over little shit up on the block. Stepped up to selling mothers and brothers the crack rock. Working overtime, making money for the crack spot. Hit the jackpot and wanted to move up to cocaine. Fulfilling the Scarface fantasy stuck in his brain. Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats.
Nice easy reference with the Scarface, the cocaine. Billy's climbing his way up the ladder a little bit at a time, First you start doing jobs for people, then you start being the guy that has the jobs for people, and it just slowly evolves. You get deeper and deeper. Where does it take you?
Tired of the block niggas treating him the same. He wanted to be major like the cutthroats and the thugs. But when he tried to step to him, niggas showed him no love. They told him any motherfucking coward can sell drugs. Any bitch nigga with a gun can bust slugs. Any nigga with a red shirt can front like a blood. Even Puffy smoked the motherfucker up in the club. But only a real thug can stab someone till they die. Standing in front of them, staring straight into their eyes. Billy realized that these men were well guarded, and they wanted to test him before business started. Suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree.
Okay, hold up. We got onto this chain and it's just rolling now, but we're really setting up the track here now with everything that he has to do. This reminds me in a sense of and really it should probably reverse this, but Joyner Lucas's Roscoe Piccioni. It's also a true story, just like this one. And if you haven't heard that song, amazing music video, crazy story, you got to go check it out. But about initiation in a sense, what happens when you get involved with the wrong type of people, or maybe wrong isn't the type word, but maybe people who are involved in dangerous activities and what have you. Very interesting, man. And so it looks like these guys need him to do something horrible, so that way they have that info on him, and now they know they can trust him, or, just hold that over his head forever.
Business started, suggested raping a bitch to prove he was cold-hearted. So now he had a choice between going back to his life or making money with made men. Up in the sight, his dreams about cars and ice made him agree a hardcore nigga is all he ever wanted to be. And so he met them Friday night at 2:45.
Okay. Yep, so he's going along with it. You know, he's got those dreams. He wants the cars, he wants the ice, he wants to, be a big baller, making the big money, doing the crazy things with the big boys and whatever it is. And he looked like he ready to pay the price.
2:45. Everyone tryna be trife, never face the consequences. You probably only did a month for minor offenses. Ask a nigga doing life if he had another chance. But then again, there's always the wicked that knew in advance. Dance forever with the devil on a cold cell block. But that's what happens when you rape, murder, and sell rock. Devils used to be God's angels that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot.
And this hook section is interesting because it's touching on every little piece of the story that we're going through. But as the verses progress the story, that darkness, that sinister nature, the direct implications of how it affects Billy and not just the world around him, it becomes closer and closer to to our protagonist here.
They drove around the project slow while it was raining, smoking blunts, drinking and joking for entertainment, until they saw a woman on the street walking alone, 3 in the morning, coming back from work on the way home. And so they quietly got out the car and followed her, walking through the projects. The darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming.
Hold up. Okay, we gotta stop before this gets crazy. So they're in the process of following through on the actions they told Billy he needed to do to join them, to be initiated into their group, what have you. And so they find a girl, she on the side of the road, they bringing her into into some random lobby, I guess, an apartment building or something. And bring her up to the roof. They got, head wrapped in a t-shirt or whatever. She don't know what's happening. Where they about to go with it?
Through the projects, the darkness swallowed her. They wrapped her shirt around their head and knocked her onto the floor. This is it, kid, now you got your chance to be raw. So Billy yoked her up and grabbed the chick by the hair and dragged her into a lobby that had nobody there. She struggled hard, but they forced her to go up the stairs. They got to the roof and then held her down on the ground, screaming, shut the fuck up and stop moving around. The shirt covered her face, but she screamed and clawed. So Billy stomped on the bitch till he broke in her jaw. Them dirty bastards knew exactly what they were doing. They kicked her until they cracked her ribs and she stopped moving, blood leaking through the cloth. She cried silently, and then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up.
So just horrible to listen to, man. Like, the storytelling is great, the imagery is powerful, and that's also what makes this just so hard to listen to once it gets to this point. Like, the picture of this poor woman just face wrapped up with her jaw busted in, ribs broken, just laying on the roof there. How he hasn't even told us how many dudes are here, and that but it's at least three or four, I imagine. And they got just forcing Billy to go first. He was 13 at the beginning of this track, man, and I don't know if he's if he's aged up a little bit as this is going on, but just that image, it hurts.
And then they all proceeded to rape her violently. Billy was made to go first, but each of them took a turn, ripping her up and choking her until her throat burned. Her broken jaw mumbled for God, but they weren't concerned. When they were done and she was lying bloody, broken and bruised, one of them niggas pulled out a brand new 22. They told him that she was a witness for what she'd gone through, and if he killed her, he was guaranteed a spot in the crew. He thought about it for a minute, she was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head.
Bruh, imagine that, man. Just, I can't even. I can't honestly imagine that. It's the type of life being described here is so far outside of my realm of understanding, but just the way he brings us through the story, the way he makes the images so powerful, the fact that it makes, like it makes you uncomfortable. At least it makes me uncomfortable sitting here right now listening to it, just thinking about it. And then, the position that poor Billy's put in where, now they've already made him do all this nastiness to this woman, and now they're like, oh, she's a witness to what just happened, so we gotta clear up the loose ends. This is how we'll know we can trust you, dog. And it's crazy, man. Wild, man.
She was practically dead, and so he leaned over and put the gun right to her head. I'm falling and I can't turn back. I'm falling and I can't turn back. Right before he pulled the trigger.
And then I've fallen and I can't turn back. We could relate that to devil used to be God's angels, but then they fell. Relation there, dance with the devil. And now also just the literal, like, he's fallen from grace. He has hit the worst thing he has ever done, and now how do you come back from that? You really can't at this point.
I'm falling and I can't turn back. Right before he pulled the trigger and ended a life, he thought about the cocaine with the platinum and ice, and he felt strong standing along with his new brothers, cocked the gat to her head and pulled back the shirt cover. But what he saw made him start to cringe and stutter, cause he was staring into the eyes of his own mother. She looked back at him and cried cause he had forsaken her. She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped.
And now that is the craziest part of all of this, man. And by the way, I should let y'all know, I heard this song once in passing a while back, so I kind of remembered this climax here, but everything else was fuzzy at this point. But I mean, just how can you even imagine? How can you even imagine that? Like, you've done all these horrible things, and then you pull off the mask and it's your mom, dude. Like, you don't even have a dad, and your mom got clean, but you're just out here doing this, that, and she ends up in the crossfire. It reminds me, this is based on a true story. I don't know exactly how true every single minute detail is, so I'm inclined to believe that the mother thing is actually real, but if it is not, it could be an interesting way to represent, like, what if, your family, your parent, or, whoever just saw all the horrible things you ever did. What if they had been witness to all of that? And then how would you really feel about the things that you've been doing? And how you've been spending your time. But regardless, just truly horrific and powerful storytelling.
She cried more painfully, and when they were raping her, his whole world stopped. He couldn't even contemplate. His corruption had successfully changed his fate, and he remembered how his mom used to come home late, working hard for nothing, cause now what was he worth? He turned away from the woman that had once given him birth, and crying out to the sky cause he was lonely and scared, but only the devil responded cause God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold, and so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt doubt it. After that, they killed.
Yeah, after all that, I don't know if anybody's going to a better place, man. Certainly not Billy. Uh I hope he asked for forgiveness on his way down. But just crazy. I mean, it's hard. I think most people would break under those circumstances. It's just it makes me speechless, dude. Which is not a good way to make a reaction video. Normally I'm supposed to talk about things, but this is just it's beautiful and haunting in the most horrible ways.
But only the devil responded because God wasn't there. And right then he knew what it was to be empty and cold. And so he jumped off the roof and died with no soul. They say death takes you to a better place, but I doubt it. After that they killed his mother and never spoke about it. And listen, cause the story that I'm telling is true. Cause I was there with Billy Jacobs and I raped his mom too. And now the devil follows me everywhere that I go. In fact, I'm sure he's standing among one of you at my shows. In every street cipher listening to Little Thug's flow. He could be standing.
And now that's a crazy admission, man. Immortal was one of the dudes that Billy wanted to be able to get in with. And at some point in the past, he must, the true story thing is always hard to say. Like, is this a true story from his life? Is this a true story that he heard? Is he placing, I haven't watched the interviews and really heard from his, the horse's mouth directly what exactly went on, and that's something I should take the time to do. But regardless, man, just being a witness to that, being a part of that life, like honestly, that night might be why we have Immortal Technique now instead of, whatever he was doing on the street before then.
Standing right next to you, and you wouldn't know. The devil grows inside the hearts of the selfish and wicked. White, brown, yellow, and black color is not restricted. You have a self-destructive destiny when you're inflicted, and you'll be one of God's children that fell from the top. There's no diversity because we're burning in the melting pot. So when the devil wants to dance with you, you better say never, because a dance with the devil might last you forever.
That's fair. And then the dance with the devil might last you forever, a reference to hell, of course. You spending eternity being damned and all that goodness. But crazy track, super simple construction as well, just having the piano and the drums and not much else. The vocal really lets the story be the centerpiece. And we still got like 3 minutes left, so let's keep it rolling. I don't know what else he could even talk about. Okay. Fade out. And what's that? Oh,
y'all motherfuckers thought it was over, huh? But it's not. You didn't count on a fallen angel getting back into the grace of God and coming after you. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Your producers ain't shit.
Oh, interest. Okay. I think we might have hit what I was talking about. Where's the shift in Immortal, where he comes from living that life to living, this different life as Immortal Technique, making music, where it seems like a song called Dance with the Devil with that type of storyline. Somebody who's currently living that life, I feel like they wouldn't have the bandwidth or the frame of mind to make a song like that, because that song is not about it being a positive, good way for you to live your life. So let's see. I think this is that shift, actually.
But it's not. You didn't count on a fallen angel getting back into the grace of God and coming after you. Y'all niggas ain't shit. Your producers ain't shit. Your fucking A&R ain't shit. I'll fucking wipe my ass with your demo deal. Yo, Diabolic, take this motherfucker's head off.
Go ahead and grip Glocks. I'll snap your trigger finger in 6 spots. You'll have to lip lock with hypodermic needles to lick shots. I watch you topple flat.
Hold the fucking phone. What? This is crazy. This is a shock. I don't know why they're so mad all of a sudden. You know, the fallen angel comes back. He says your producers, your MCs, you know, you name it. He says none of them good, man. And then I guess we got Diabolic hopping on. Let's see.
Coming after you, y'all niggas ain't shit. Your producers ain't shit. Your fucking A&R ain't shit. I'll fucking wipe my ass with your demo deal. Yo, Diabolic, take this motherfucker's head off.
Go ahead and grip blocks. I'll snap your trigger finger in 6 spots. You'll have to lip lock with hypodermic needles to lick shots. I watch you topple flat. Put away your writtens and holla back. Can't freestyle. You're screwed off the top like bottle caps beneath the surface.
Screwed off the top like bottle caps. There's a bunch of bars in here. There's like the beginning where he hits lick shots and 6 spots and something like that. Great compound rhymes too.
Topple flat. Put away your writtens and holla back. Can't freestyle. You're screwed off the top like bottle caps beneath the surface. I'm overheating your receiver circuits by unleashing deeper verses than pre-speaking churches. What you preach is worthless. Your worship defeat the purpose like President Bush taking.
Hold up. Bro, I am tired of, like, love this song, fantastically made, please end. Nah.
Can't freestyle, you're screwed off the top like bottle caps beneath the surface. I'm overheating your receiver circuits by unleashing deeper verses than pre-speaking
surface circuits verses. Great rhymes coming
through.
Receiver
circuits by unleashing deeper verses than pre-speaking churches. What you preach is worthless. Your worship defeat the purpose like President Bush taking bullets for the Secret Service. Beyond what y'all fathom, I shit on cats.
Service, worthless, purpose. Again, great rhyme, super clean delivery.
Service beyond what y'all fathom. I shit on cats and jaw tap them. Show no compassion like having a straight faced orgasm. Tour jack them. Have his half a 10 bitch suck my friend's dick.
You know, I would have never thought I'd hear somebody link fathom to orgasm, but the way he bent that, it really worked well. That's a great rhyme right there.
Purpose like President Bush taking bullets for the Secret Service. Beyond what y'all fathom. I shit on cats and jaw tap them. Show no compassion like having a straight faced orgasm. Tour jack them. Have his half a 10 bitch suck my friend's dick. In the meantime, you could French kiss this clenched fist. Diabolic. A one-man brigade spreading.
French kiss, clenched fist. Almost perfect match there with the syllables.
Time you could French kiss this clenched fist. Diabolic. A one-man brigade spreading cancer plague. Fist fucking a pussy's face, holding a hand grenade. So if I catch you bluffing, faggot, you're less than nothing. I just had to get that stress off my chest like breast reduction.
You motherfuckers enough.
Stress off my chest like breast reduction. That's crazy. Great wordplay.
Had to get that stress off my chest like breast reduction.
You motherfuckers are nothing. You cannot harm me. I'll resurrect every aborted baby and start an army. Storm the planet hunting you down. Cause I'm on a mission to split your body into 1 billion one-celled organisms. Immortal technique to destroy your religion, you stupid bitch. You're fake.
The starting an army with all of the aborted babies might be one of the craziest bars I've ever heard, delivered just super casually. That's ridiculous.
Your body into 1 billion one-celled organisms. Immortal technique to destroy your religion, you stupid bitch. You're faker than blue-eyed crackers nailed to a crucifix. I'm about to blow up like NASA Challenger computer chip.
I wonder if that's a reference to how Jesus is generally depicted as being like, you know, basically like a white European in a lot of art with like blue eyes and everything. Whereas, you know, obviously he was from somewhere in the Middle East and, you know, would have probably had a darker complexion. Not that, you know, there isn't variety all around the world, but, or diversity, whatever word you want to use, it's all the same. But Let's finish this out.
Faker than blue-eyed crackers nailed to a crucifix. I'm about to blow up like NASA Challenger computer chips. Arsenic language transmitted revolutionarily. I'm like time itself, I'm gonna kill you inevitably. Chemically bomb you, fuck using a chrome piece. I'm illmatic, you won't make it home like Jerome's niece. I'll sever your head diagonally for thinking of dissing me, and then use your dead body.
That's an interesting reference. You won't make it home like Jerome's niece.
Language transmitted revolutionarily. I'm like time itself, I'm gonna kill you inevitably. Chemically bomb you, fuck using a chrome piece. I'm illmatic, you won't make.
And like, I'm like time itself, I'll kill you inevitably because you just live long enough till you die. That's that's just facts right there. Time outlasts us all.
Make it home like Jerome's niece. I'll sever your head diagonally for thinking of dissing me, and then use your dead body to write my name in calligraphy. This puppet democracy brainwashed your psychology, so you're nothing like diversity without equality. And your crew is full of more faggots than Greek mythology, using numerology to count the people I sent to.
That's crazy. I'm not gonna repeat that, man, but Greek mythology, you know, they got some interesting characters in there. You know what I found out recently is all the statues used to be painted, which is strange in my mind, but I don't know. I guess it's like a 3D painting at that point, which maybe that's better.
Crew is full of more faggots than Greek mythology, using numerology to count the people I sent to heaven. Produces more digits than 22 divided by 7. You like Kevin Spacey, your style is usually suspect. You never killed a cop, you not a motherfucking thug yet. Your mind is empty and spacious, like the part of the brain that appreciates culture and a racist. Face it, you're too basic, you never gonna make it. Like children walking through Antarctica butt naked.
Crazy. Crazy. Wild, man. Too much, honestly. Let's be real about it for a second. That could have easily been a bonus track, not a bonus version of Dance with the Devil. That little end bit, it's, that was a lot to take in. That being said, still one of the best storytelling tracks that I've ever heard. It's haunting. It's horrible because of how good he is at communicating that message and making you feel exactly what you should feel. Just the horror, the conflict, the sadness, you know, whatever it is, man. But I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'm honestly a little speechless after that, so I'm gonna leave it there. Much love to everybody in the No Shoes gang. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe, and hit that bell if you want to see more videos like this. Let me know what y'all want to see next time, and I will see you then.